Black mom accused of egging her teen daughter on as she committed suicide on Facebook Live.
Welcome to TNN News Raw. Breaking news, your host, Good morning, everyone, and welcome to TNN News Raw. We got some breaking news.
New tonight, a grieving mother told us the state didn't do enough to prevent her daughter's suicide. The state says neither did the mother. In fact, they say the mother watched the suicide on Facebook Live and even egged her daughter on. CBS 4's Carrie Codd has more of the jaw-dropping accusations. Carrie.
7 weeks ago, I sat in a conference room in a lawyer's office in the building behind me. I listened to Naika Vernant's mother criticize DCF for not doing enough to prevent her daughter's very public suicide. Tonight, in a newly released report from DCF, the agency is saying the same thing about the mother.
This is fair use.
The public suicide on Facebook Live of Naika Vernant while she was
Just like how they use these photos from this girl's Facebook page. Just fair use.
in foster care
Maybe we need to sue down we need to flag down the news report.
continues to reverberate through Florida's child welfare system. This report, released late Monday afternoon by DCF, sheds new light on Naika's case and what DCF believes was her mother's role in the suicide. The report alleges that Gina Kays, Naika's mother, was following Naika while she was on Facebook Live for the 2 hours that preceded.
So you don't have a house to put your kid in, but you got a way to reach on Facebook and follow her and talk shit to her. That makes sense.
Her suicide, and that during that time she wrote things that could be considered mentally injurious to her suicidal child and failed to seek help for her daughter. Specifically, DCF cited this post on the Facebook feed, allegedly from Naika's mom. It reads, "You keep crying wolf. You dead. You will get buried. Life goes on after a young person that doesn't listen to their parents, trying to be grown, seeking boys and girls' attention instead of her books."
Trying to be grown, seeking boys and girls' attention instead of her books. Well, your bitch ass, if you had not been seeking dick, her daddy would be somewhere around, but you don't have one around. If you had been trying to keep your mind on the right thing, then you wouldn't have had the little girl in the first place. And therefore, you spoke to this little girl like that while you didn't have the ability to place her in a nice, safe home. You bitch, you.
Stacey Schmerling is one of the attorneys for Naika's mother. She takes issue with both allegations.
The mother was absolutely not online at any time during her daughter's suicide. The statement that is attributed to Naika's mother was made after Naika was already deceased.
Hold the motherfucking phone. Did her lawyer just try to explain that the stuff happened after the little girl was dead? And so that should make it better. It wasn't like she was saying it while the girl was killing herself. It was after she was dead. Let's hear this again.
Statement that is attributed to Naika's mother was made after Naika was already deceased. But Naika's mother was told that it was all hoax, that the suicide was a hoax and her daughter was not deceased.
So you were told that the suicide was a hoax and you didn't go check on this yourself. Instead, you got on Facebook and wrote a dumbass comment that nobody would care if she killed herself. Even if you thought it was a hoax, why would you write a statement publicly to a daughter in which you should have had access to privately, writing up there that, well, if you do die, nobody's give us a damn. Life will move on.
The allegations from DCF are in stark contrast to the emotion we saw from Naika's mother in the days after her daughter died.
You want to bet? I told y'all this was the black women got the driest eyes possible. The Terminator cannot cry. It just can't.
I'm sick and devastated.
Fake ass crying.
Naika and her mom had a complicated history. Her mother
They didn't have one.
lost custody, got her back, then lost custody again.
Just like a black bitch. Can't keep a kid, don't really give a shit.
There are allegations that Naika was sexually abused in foster care by a teenage boy and began acting out sexually. Schmerling says Naika's mom routinely told Naika's case manager that her...
Not a tear in this woman's eyes. Not a tear.
Acting out sexually. Schmerling says Naika's mom routinely...
Dry as fuck. How do your eyes be that dry when you just found out that your daughter was did she kill herself? But you do see a payday coming from the state that had to take care of your kid because you couldn't or wouldn't.
He told Naika's case manager that her daughter was using social media in violation of a court order, but it was to no avail. The report says Naika told a caseworker prior to her suicide that her mother no longer wanted her, but Schmerling says that's not true.
At no point would she have said that she
When she had to take that deep ass swallow, that means she just lied.
doesn't want to have any type of relationship with her daughter.
Now, the attorney for Naika's mother says Naika was shuttled between 14 different foster homes over 9 months and that none of those homes provided the kind of care that she needed.
You mean like the home she came from, the womb she came from, didn't provide the type of care that she needed? But it's the state's job?
DCF says they're trying to learn from Naika's case. They're providing more mental health training for employees, teaching foster parents about social media usage by kids, and also making sure there are enough specialized therapeutic homes in the area.
Miss Gina Alexis, her 14-year-old daughter, Gina Craze, but she goes by the name of Gina Alexis. Her name is Kays. She goes by Gina Alexis. Is trying to get paid off of her daughter's death. And as I told you guys, black women like children for 2 reasons. They get paid when they're born and they get paid when they die. Let me read you some more of what the mother said. You can go to my website and see more of what the mother said. The mother said, hashtag ADHD games played, you sad little DCF custody jit, is what she wrote. That's a southern thing about to call him a child, a jit. That's why that's why you were where you at. For you dumb shit. And more you keep crying wolf, you dead. You will get buried. Life goes on after a jit that doesn't listen to their parents, trying to be grown, seeking boys and girls' attention instead of their books. Now, see, they didn't read it that way. The white people tried to clean it up. You go to my website, you'll see what this bitch wrote. But as a black man, I would be remiss, and I think that I would have wasted my voice, which I gained doing this. I will have wasted it if I decide not to speak about the horrors of growing up under single black mothers, about the things that we don't tell the rest of the world, that black mothers are doing to their children and their communities. No, it's not 100% of black women. It's not even 90. But it's way too damn many for me to try to parse out. Oh, don't say black women, say 20% or small. No. Jackass boys walkers who would like you to believe it's a sliver of black women. Well, I wouldn't have as much work as I got, and they wouldn't have to false flag me if it was so few black women. They wouldn't have to go to these news agencies and get the news agencies to flag my stuff down if what I was saying was wrong. Well, that's what they got to do. The thing about the truth is you can't flag it down. You can't hide it under a bushel, as the Bible says. You cannot hide a fire, a flame under a bushel. It will consume it. The more I put out here what you're actually seeing, to let you know that the black community isn't like how Jesse Williams tried to tell you, all these magical great black people who are being oppressed by white people. No, it's all these magical great black people who are being oppressed by the woman who bore them, the worst stewards of children, black women. The people who care nothing about the seeds that they produce. Because if they did, their seeds wouldn't have to go through what they're going through now.